I hope you're having a good morning. My name is Anakin Black, and I'm here to talk to you today about the flag holding ceremony. Presenting and demonstrating this ceremony today is our District 201 JROTC from both Belleville East and Belleville West. The United States flag holding ceremony represents the same principles on which our country was originally founded by our forefathers. In the armed forces of the United States, at the ceremony of retreat, the flag is lowered, folded in a triangle, and kept under watch throughout the night as a tribute to our nation's honored dead. The next morning, it is brought out, and at the ceremony of reveal, and is run aloft as a symbol of a new day. This is a simple yet distinctive symbol of the commitment our dedicated service members present on a daily basis. The Canton field of blue dresses from viewers left is inverted when draped as a palm on a casket of a fallen hero who paid the ultimate sacrifice, or a veteran, police officer, or firefighter who has served our country in proper fashion. JROTC is honored today to be able to present this flag holding ceremony to you. Before we start, I would like to briefly explain the flag code to you. This code contains specific instructions on how the flag is not to be used. The flag should never be dipped to any person or thing. The flag is flown upside down only as a distress signal. The flag should not be used as drapery of any sort. The flag should never be used for any advertising purposes, and the flag should not be used as part of a costume or athletic uniform, except that a flag patch may be used on the uniform of a military personnel. When the flag is lowered, no part of it should touch the ground or any other object. It should be received by waving arms and hands. When the flag is so worn, it is no longer fit to serve as a symbol of our country. It should be destroyed in a dignified manner, preferably a burning ceremony. This is our United States flag. For more than 240 years, the American flag has been the symbol of our nation's unity, as well as a source of pride and inspiration for millions of citizens. The first fold is a symbol of life. Born on June 14, 1777, the Second Continental Congress determined that the flag of the United States be 13 stripes, alternating between 7 red and 6 white, and that the Union be 13 stars, white in a blue field representing a new constellation. The second fold is for our belief in eternal life. Between 1777 and 1960, the shape and design of the flag evolved into the flag presented before you today. The third fold is made in honor and remembrance of the veteran departing rank, who gave a portion of his or her life for the defense of our country to attain peace throughout the world. The 13 horizontal stripes represent the original 13 colonies, while the stars represent the 50 states of the Union. The fourth fold stands for our weaker nature. As American citizens trusting in God, it's to Him we turn to in times of peace as well as war for His divine guidance. The colors of the flag are symbolic as well. Red symbolizes hardiness and valor. White signifies purity and innocence. And blue represents vigilance, perseverance, and justice. The fifth fold is a tribute to America. In the words of Stephen Decatur, our country, in dealing with other countries, may she always be right, but it is still our country, right or wrong. Traditionally, a symbol of liberty, the American flag has carried the message of freedom and inspired Americans both at home and abroad. The sixth fold is where our heart lies. It's with our flag that we pledge allegiance, and the republic it stands for. In 1814, Francis Scott Key was so moved at seeing the stars and stripes waving after the British shelling of Baltimore's Fort McHenry that he wrote the words to the Star-Spangled Banner. The seventh fold is a tribute to our armed forces, for it is the armed forces that protect our country and flag against enemies, whether they be foreign or domestic. In 1892, the flag inspired Francis Bellamy to write the Pledge of Allegiance, our most famous flag salute and patriotic oath. The eighth fold is a tribute to the one who entered into the valley of the shadow of death, that we might see the light of day, and to honor our mother, for whom it flies on Mother's Day. In July 1969, the American flag was flown in space when Neil Armstrong planted it on the surface of the moon. The ninth fold is a tribute to womanhood, for it is through their faith, love, loyalty, and devotion that the character of men and women who made this country great have been molded. Today, our flag flies on constellations of American satellites that circle our globe, and on the fin flash of our aircraft in harm's way, every corner of the world. Indeed, it flies in the hearts of every American who serves this great country. The sun never sets on our honored war heroes, nor the flag which we so proudly cherish. The 10th fold is a tribute to Father, for he has given his sons and daughters for the defense of our country, since he or she was first born. Since 1776, no generation of Americans have been spared the responsibility of defending our freedom. Today's military remains committed to preserving the freedom that others won for us for generations to come. The 11th fold, in the eyes of Hebrew citizens, represents the lower portion of the seal of King David and King Solomon, and glorifies in their eyes the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. By displaying the flag and giving it a distinctive fold, we show respect to the flag and express our gratitude to those individuals who fought and continue to fight for our freedom, at home and abroad. The 12th fold, in the eyes of Christian citizens, represent an emblem of eternity and glorifies in their eyes God, the Father, the Son, and Holy Ghost. Since the dawn of the 20th century, airmen, sailors, soldiers, and Marines have proudly flown the flag in every major conflict on land and skies around the world. On the 13th fold, the stars are uppermost. It reminds us of our national motto, "In God we trust." It is their responsibility, our responsibility, to continue to protect and preserve the rights, privileges, and freedoms that we, as Americans, enjoy today. The United States flag represents who we are. It stands for the freedom we all share and the pride and patriotism we feel for our country. So next Tuesday, when you come back to school and Mr. Ferentz asks you to please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, realize Americans all over the country cherish its legacy as a beacon of hope to one and to all. Long may it wave. We would like to thank the Social Studies Department for giving us this opportunity to share with you. And if you have any questions, our JOTC is more than willing to answer them. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day.